at a later time. So first of all, I encourage you to like and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of the new videos, especially the ones coming up for Interosawas. We got 2 more lessons coming up for that. And also share this with a friend on social media if you know somebody else who likes to play flamenco guitar or is wanting to learn it. Maybe they come from a different style: jazz guitar, classical guitar, rock guitar, metal guitar. There's a lot of metalheads out there that switch over and convert to flamenco style. So if you know any of those guys, go ahead and share this video with them. So for the first thing, the first step out of the 6 steps that we have here is the thumb and the annular finger. So it's kind of like this claw movement, a crab claw movement that I like to think of. It looks like this, right? Like you're holding a puppet, right? That's kind of the movement that goes along with the strumming pattern with a golpe. What is golpe? Golpe means a tap. And you tap here on the tap guard. You can't see it here on the flamenco guitar because it's clear. You may have seen ones that are white or kind of off-white cream color. And those are there to protect the guitar because in the flamenco style, you are tapping. And if you tap without a tap guard, what you're going to get is the Willie Nelson style hole in down here in this area from tapping. You know, this is the movement that you want. This is the sound that you want for the first note. Now we're holding A minor right here. So if you know your A minor chord, it's just like an E major chord, just down 1 register like this. Okay, so the thumb is going to strum, and before it strums, here's the other thing: is you're anchoring on the 5th string. And now I know this is kind of weird. I thought it was weird when I first started this flamenco style to anchor my thumb on a string. I would look at other players and think, well, that's strange. They're bending the string. They're probably going to take it out of tune. But don't worry, that's not going to happen. You're not going to take your string out of tune unless the strings are new. If they've been on for a few days or a couple of weeks, don't worry about that. The momentum that you get for that strum and the precision you get comes from resting on that string. So load up that momentum, that tension up on that string, and then strum down. First do it note by note, string by string, with most of the emphasis on the bass note, so on the A string, the 5th string. A nice consistent tone, right? So that means that you've got your thumb shaped, your thumbnail shaped this way. Okay, so let's take a look at what's really going on here. So we've got the thumb, the P. So the P strums down. Now, next you've got this A. So that's the annular finger, the ring finger. So what happens there is that's going to tap down here, right there, on the tap guard. It's going to happen at the exact same time as you strum down, like this. If you've never tried that before, you're going to find that syncing them up is quite difficult. So what I encourage you to do is first do the strumming pattern with your thumb. Okay, again. That's the first 2 notes. You see 2 notes there? You can go ahead and you can strike the D and the A string, or the G string as well. But otherwise, if you hit those 2, you'd hear this. So there's thumb and there's hand movement at the same time. It's not all thumb. There's some momentum with the hand, right? You have this pendulum kind of a shape to it. Next, you've got the golpe, okay? So now tap that. Tap that. Tap that golpeador, that tap guard, and find out, you know, what it sounds like when you move it around. This is kind of the sweet spot right here, okay? Depending on the bracing underneath your guitar. You want something that has substance to it, some bass to it. And you want to position your pinky finger so that it is maybe a little bit of flesh and a little bit of nail at the same time. So you get a click and a thump, right? So those are the first 2 notes. So you try it strumming, get the feel for that, golpe, get the feel for that, and combine them. It's going to be hit or miss when you first try it. But once you get it locked in, then you're pretty much good to go. It's like you learn how to tie your shoes. You only learn it once, and then you're set for life. You're going to be doing this movement thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, millions of times, right? Over the course of years when you play the flamenco repertoire. So next what we have here, the next movement, is going to be letting it ring, right? So we've done 1 here, 1 and 2. Now we're going to go to the next one. This is going to be M and A going down. It's not labeled here, but M and A. What do I mean by M and A? I mean the middle finger and the anular finger, the ring finger. So middle and ring. So that's going to be the second beat. 1 and 2, like that. So once again, 1 and 2 and. So the and of 2, right? And of 2 is the downward strum right there. 1 and 2, right? Sorry. More coffee, please. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. Okay? I'm just looping those first 2 notes. 1 and 2 and. So you just kind of spread out the fingers like that. You see all my fingers going out like this, but the M and A, the middle, sorry, and the A finger are the ones strumming out. What strings are they hitting? For this example, we're hitting the 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string. What else do you notice here? Tell me in the comments, what do you see here? What's my other fingers doing? What are my other fingers doing? Index is going out, pinky's going out, meñique. More coffee, please. And then the thumb, what's it doing? It's bracing itself along the 6th string. So that means that we're getting some support, some leverage, some stability. Because when we're strumming down, we can stop our hand and let our fingers do the job. So you get that springy kind of a sound. Now we're taking this really, really, really slow. But if you need more time to study on this, you can always press pause in the replay. And also, I'll tell you how to get these tabs towards the end of the video. Our next movement after that is the slap. So the slap is the S and the X. So you see the X there, above there is S for slap. That involves the whole entire hand. So you see that X there, slapping right there. So you get a good balance of the string. So you get a snare kind of a sound and a thump. So your hand is making contact with the strings. The very end, the fingers hit the surface of the face of the guitar. Like that. You can do that as hard as you want to make the sound that you want. If you want it to sound percussive, you can do that. So 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. More visual. 1 and 2 and 3. So we're only going up to the X. 1 and 2 and 3. Next, you've got 3 upstrokes. So the and of 3, 4, and the and of 4. Now you see here something rather controversial, and I'm going to spill the beans on the controversy, is the index. So the index goes up, down, up. As you play the rumba faster, I did this to simplify it, just the I finger. But really, in reality, that middle I right there is going to be M and A. Because as you play this rhythm faster, you'll know it when you feel it. The index finger is going to start catching on to the treble strings eventually. It's going to start getting pretty fatigued. So you can combat that by adding the M and A where the I is. I just put this I here in the very beginning when you're learning the rumba to keep it nice and simple. But out of practicality, you're going to need to insert the M and A in the middle, right there, that middle I. And what does that look like? It looks like this. 1 and 2 and 3, up, index, down MA, and up, index. So if you take those 3 notes right here, where you see the up, index, down MA, and up, it's going to be index right there. Sorry, I got to put that into the tablature, the I after MA, right? So up, index, down, MA, up, index, like that. So the good thing about this is that the natural weight of the MA together, the weight of those fingers together, they produce their own dynamic, their own accent without you having to press harder. If you do the index like this, you've got to press hard, come up light. Press hard, come up light. It's a little taxing for your little tendons in there, your little baby tendons inside of your index finger. So combat that by doing MA down, index up. Does that make sense? All right. Moving on, we're almost done. If you have any questions, hit them in the comments. We're out here in about 3 minutes. All right, so we've got that, and we just repeat the whole process. So we'll start from the beginning. You see the 0 and the 2. Bass strings, 1 and 2. Slap, X, up index, down MA, up index. Okay, and you repeat that 10 times, and that's the pattern, right? Okay, let's take it slow, and let's go at a slow pace of, let's see here, like 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2. It's slower, and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. Okay, if that was a little bit too fast, let's scale it back even more. So remember the movements. 1 and 2 and, it's a little tricky, right? And 3 and 4 and. Remember, after you get, you complete that slap on the 3, you're home free after that, because it's just up, down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up. And I think that if you take this rhythm and you're having some issues with it, you can split it up into 2. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. And then break it up in the second half, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and find that angle for your hand so that you can do the upstroke without getting your nail caught on the strings. Allow the index's flesh to graze up on the strings, so that's a very soft kind of note, but not this. That will happen if you curve your index like that. So if you curve up, you're going to get too much nail. So you want to have the finger on the upstroke like this, but not like this. Too much nail, if that makes sense. All right, let's practice one more time, really slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and. All right, so I hope that made sense. This is the rumba strumming pattern. And once again, please like and subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends, especially ones that play the guitar. If they've ever talked to you about wanting to learn the flamenco guitar, you can head them over to flamencoforyou.com. That's the letter 4. And, sorry, the number 4 and the letter U. I'll tell you what, more coffee, please. It's getting late. Anyway, also, if you want the free arpeggio and hand strengthening course that I've got for you, just go to learntheflamencoguitar.com or just simply click on the link in the description. You can get that there. And also, we've got the school community with all the tabs and practice tracks, interactive tabs, and more over at school.com. So that's SKOOL.com. And you can find the link in the description or just type in flamenco and I'll show up. Don't join those other groups that that are labeled flamenco, because they're not the real ones. This is the real one. And finally, if you are looking to level up your flamenco guitar skills, or you're starting from scratch and you'd really like to go from where you are and master the flamenco guitar, then you're going to want to have to book a call with me one-to-one, and that's going to be in the link in the description as well. You can go to flamencoguitarcourse.com to book a call with me, and that's pretty much it. So once again, if you have any questions, shoot them in the comments and I'll answer them later. And until then, take care.